welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're talking about, are people finally waking up and are they started to panic a little bit and stock up on certain things? I've been witnessing and wanting to do this video for a little while. I've been witnessing things that have been happening around us for the past couple of weeks, and I can clearly see direction of how people behave is changing. I normally don't do those kind of videos, guys, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention and have a little chat about it, just to see whether you started to witness a similar sort of things. So first of all, as you know, guys, right, the press always used to kind of paint preppers with a bad brush. We seem to be always used to be conspiracy theorists and this and that, and we're bad people just to stop hoarding stuff, and we really know nothing about anything, and we're just not kind of the nice sort of people. And that's been going on for absolutely ages, and obviously it's everywhere, guys. It's in America, it's in UK, and I'm sure in other countries as well. So every time, and I've been watching any sort of media, guys, not media, but the news outlet that you see, there's always an article at least once a month about prepping. And generally, I witnessed for the past couple of months, they're not particularly been that polite towards the prepping thing, and somewhat pissed take of what we actually do or how we behave. And recently, you might have noticed that suddenly, right, the press started to kind of paint preppers in a different lighting. And whether before, as you know, how general population behave to a news outlet, they say something and suddenly, like, if news said the preppers are bad, people like, oh my God, you horrible people, like, oh, you know, what are you doing this for, kind of thing. But as soon as that changes, and the press suddenly think, well, preparedness actually, more people doing this is actually A-okay. And people are like, oh yeah, it is okay. I'm actually one of them. Do you see what I'm saying? People behave, some reason, a lot dependent on how the media portrays things to them. And recently you might have noticed that, of course, suddenly now, because of the things that have been going on for a little while, more people started to prepare and stock up on certain things. And of course, now the articles are coming up. They're just general articles about the preparedness and the people buying up, stocking up. And apparently it's A-okay. So it's just that a lot of people suddenly now thinking, okay, maybe it's actually okay to be a prepper. Maybe it's actually okay to be able to stock up on certain things, because kind of theoretically and in a community way, it's actually A-okay thing to do. So I don't know whether that has quite a bit of impact to what's currently going on. But nonetheless, guys, let's talk about it. So first of all, I popped into Asda the other day, right? There was no rice. And again, I just putting it out there. I'm just saying this. I'm not saying that Asda is out of stock of rice everywhere. It's just my little shop was out of stock on rice. And that's kind of not been seen since they had initial threat of the shortages of rice because of the whatever's been happening with the weather and so and the exports as well. So now suddenly they haven't had any rice. I'm like, okay, not a big deal, you know, I'm not worried about rice. I'm really, really happy with my supplies of rice. But nonetheless, things like that. Right, secondly, okay, I've, if you know, guys, I buy those kind of gas canisters, right, from Home Bargains. And I bought them last year and I wanted to buy them this year. They're the ones that go into your camping stoves and some heaters. They take those and they're generally really, really good. If you look at them online, right, they are kind of stupidly priced for what they are. I actually looked at the price of those Go Outdoors, and that was absolutely ridiculous. I think some camping gas ones, they wanted to like, I think like 14 or 12.99, something for like 4, which is, I think, absolute joke. So anyway, Home Bargains have those, okay? And last year they brought some out, they're sold out, and they brought more. And they were just sitting there, especially now it's February, people not going camping, or some might anyway, but basically they'll just sit there and sit there and sit there. So this year, as my part of the preparedness with more of the off-grid being, I wanted to stock up on more of those. And I popped into Home Bargains about 3 weeks ago, I think, and they literally had a massive shelf, like loads of them. They're on the top, there's literally stockpiled, so I'm like, okay, I still have time, and I need to pick some up, so I'll do it. I didn't do it then. And my God, I'm regretting not doing that. I popped in there literally a couple of days ago, the first one, and they only had 2 of those packets left. And they are priced at £4.49. So this is like super cheap. This is just like £1.10 each, which is really, really cheap. You won't get them any cheaper than that. And so I bought 2, and then I popped into the one I had absolutely tons on before, and they had literally about 6 left. And we're talking, guys, the shelf initially was like good 3 meters long, and they were piled up high. So they were pretty much gone. So being me, of course, I've taken whatever was left in there, because obviously we're going camping the show, we're going just camping with the kid anyway, and this is sort of something I wanted to have a lot of as part of the preparedness, right? Because we know, right, those things, they don't actually expire. So they can sit there, as long as they're not used, they won't leak, they'll be absolutely fine for literally forever. So my point is, right, and I actually asked the lady whether they're going to be getting any more of that in, and she said no. They had a huge delivery, they had them literally right on the top, they put everything they had out there, just for some reason, I don't know. But apparently they weren't going to be getting any more of those in. So I'm happy, first of all, that I've managed to get myself a few of those, okay? But secondly, the point being that suddenly for something that used to sit on the shelves for a really long time, until there's a season, it's now being bought up. And we obviously understand now why, because people are worried and people are panicking, okay? So that's really, really good example. So next thing, guys, let's talking about the food, long-term food storage, okay? We all know Milo bags and oxygen absorbers is the thing that you must have as a long-term preparedness plan. And I've always been saying that the Milo bags have been going up in price quite frequently and quite steadily, I shall say, be it on Amazon or anywhere else online if you can get them. So recently now, I picked up and I shared some with you, the good oxygen absorbers. There was absolute bargain, which they still actually have them in stock, individually wrapped ones. However, to find some Milo bags now, it's absolutely nightmare. The price that initially I've bought some Milo bags, gone up by £5, from £15 to £20, but they actually out of stock. And I'm talking about the little silver ones, the one that take about a kilo of rice. Right, so they are out of stock. If you look on Amazon, there are Milo bags there. However, they either have stupid pictures of them or they have like a clear sections there. They're not sort of the Milo bags you want to buy for a super long-term storage. They're basically a bit of a gimmicky type of thing. So the point is now, they've been selling out. So if you want to buy the decent size Milo bag or decent quality one, you have to pay through the nose for it, because clearly there is a demand for it. And as we all know, guys, supply and demand, this is how it works. If somebody knows something's in demand, something that was a tenner, well, they can charge 20 because there's demand for it, and that's what they are doing. There are some places online that sell Milo bags as well on the different websites. However, they are really, really expensive comparing to what they used to be. However, you can still buy them if you wanted to and if you needed to do so. And my suggestion is kind of, let's not, hurry up with that if that's what you want to do. Another point, again, guys, kind of to do with that as well, we all kind of know, I think it comes close together. It's basically, let's call it a self-defense items and things like certain things, right? I'm not going to sort of say, but basically the self-defense items, things are now being also selling out of stock. I wanted to buy a crossbow for an absolutely ages, and the things that we decided, I couldn't find. Basically, a lot of places that I wanted to buy from didn't have what I wanted to have, because suddenly, again, since all this been happening, people been buying out. And of course, the first thing goes is the cheaper options. The really expensive stuff for £1,000 or £600, £700, they're still there. But the cheapest things are going first, because obviously this is what the people can afford. So another thing, I've bought another item online. And I'll get to my point, guys, at the end of the video. I bought another item online, okay? Let's call it just a bushcraft item, okay? And I've placed an order about a week and a half ago, and it's been delayed, and it's now said it was out of stock. So I managed to get in touch with the company and say, well, actually, what's happening with my item? It's been a week and a half. It's not even been dispatched. Is it basically coming or not? And I've been told, yes, it will be coming. They're waiting on the delivery, but delivery is only going to be to fulfill the current orders that have been placed. And unfortunately, they're not going to be selling this item anymore, because it's kind of classed as you could class it as a weapon, right? So you can class a kitchen knife as a weapon if that's how we're looking at it. But the point is, right, the companies are now stopping, whether because they've been told to stop it or because, I don't know. But they can do age verifications, which they do by law, they have to anyway. So I don't quite see the problem unless there's something kind of going on behind that. We all know, if you follow Timmy used to do a really, really nice selection of knives, and luckily I was there on time. I managed to pick up a couple, and they were absolutely bargain prices, and they were actually quite a good bushcraft knives. And I kind of thought to myself, and I actually said to my partner, is something wrong about this? Because it's not going to last, right? Because there is no proof of age upon delivery or upon when they're dispatching the items. So I really had not a clue who they're shipping the items to. So from that point, as soon as I kind of said that, next day I thought I want to check on Timmy, see if there's anything left in terms of knives. And of course, they were totally bare, and hey presto, I looked online and there was an article saying that, of course, because they found selling stuff illegally without any age verifications, they have to be taken all the way from sale. So my point again, with the things like a crossbow and bushcraft knives and any other thing there is going to be a point, and I guarantee you that we are not going to be allowed to buy this for one reason or the other, whether it'll be the government thing or pretend government thing telling companies. But I just feel this is the way it's going to be going. We all know government doesn't want us to be they don't want us to be prepared, basically. This is what it is. They want to control us. They want to just do what they want to do to us, and that's that. And I think again, be it me being a little bit conspiracy, I don't know. But I just feel that this kind of thing is going to be happening. And my point is, basically, the point is of the video, guys, if you want to buy something, okay, we're talking about the preparedness item, buy them now. Whether you're talking about the Mylar bags, anything, yes, of course they're expensive, guys. They are expensive, and I will do another video for you to share how ways we can store our food long term without purchasing Mylar bags. But you'll still need to have oxygen absorbers. So if you always thought, oh, I really have to do this, I really have to do this, really have to buy them now. Yes, I know they increased in price and you still have to pay through the nose, but at least you have them, because they're not going to go down in price. Not whilst there's all information's out there and people panicking, people buying stuff, people actually preparing. And I think the stocks of those kind of things been a little bit, I'll say a little bit low, because people just, only preppers kind of bought them. But I think generally because people are waking up and doing that, this obviously stocks are going to be depleted. And of course, even the manufacturer will be pushing the prices up anyway. So if you want to buy Mylar bags, buy them now. If you want to buy oxygen absorbers, which I suggest you do, whether you buy Mylar bags or not, buy them now. If you wanted to buy yourself, guys, any sort of bushcraft or self-defense item, buy it now whilst you can, because just watch my words, guys. Give it a few months, I reckon, and there will be strict things. Like I know in America, certain states are basically forbidden for people to own and buy certain things. So I think it's really, really important. So it is pretty much a call to action, guys. If you think whatever you think you might need in terms of your preparedness needs, try to get them sorted now, because things are not getting easy. And I think the more and more information's out there and the more escalations we have around the world with the things that are going on, there'll be more people that will be joining in the bandwagon of sort of preparing. But hopefully by then we're already done and prepped and have all we need. And then those people just have to obviously hopefully find their way and still prepare the best they can when maybe not much will be available. So that's that. So please, guys, I wanted you to share down below in the comments to see whether you actually witnessed similar sort of things. Have you changed? Have you seen the change in people's behavior? Have you noticed those things going on? It can't be just me, guys, because to me it's just bluntly obvious this is what's happening. But I want to hear from you, so please comment down below. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Maybe thumbs up, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.